Let's talk now about the issues of cognitive development in tractor operation. As children grow, their cognition changes. That is, their brain's ability to think, to process, to understand is changing. Children don't think like adults. In fact, adult levels of thinking may not emerge until the early 20s. We need to think about speed of processing. How quickly does the child process information and make decisions? We need to think about that decision-making process. How accurate, how well does a child make a decision? We need to think about attention. We need to think about impulse control and ability to control impulses. And we need to think about generalization skills. Altogether, a lot happens in the brain when you're driving a tractor. Children's brains aren't as developed, and therefore they can make mistakes because they're less mature in their thinking skills. A wide range of factors of thinking, a wide range of aspects of cognitive development can influence children's ability to drive a tractor safely. One of those aspects is speed of processing. How quickly can you process something? When you see something in the world, let's suppose you're looking out the tractor and you see a boulder in your path. You need to see that boulder, you need to think about it, you need to decide what to do, and then you need to make an action to avoid it. So if you see a boulder, you need to visually perceive it, you need to think about what I should do, you need to perhaps turn the steering wheel to the left. All of that has to happen in split seconds, very quickly. Children can make decisions, but they tend to do so with less accuracy and more slowly than adults. When speed of processing is slower, it can cause accidents in emergency situations. Another aspect of cognition that's very important in tractor operation is decision-making. Decision-making impacts tractor safety in a few ways. First of all, there's decision-making in emergency situations. If an animal darts out in front of the tractor, a split-second decision might need to be made, whether you swerve, whether you keep going, or whether you brake. If an implement bumps into a fence behind you, a split-second decision needs to be made about how to handle that emergency situation. Beyond split-second emergency situations, a safe tractor driver also has to think about decisions before he gets on the tractor. Should I wear the seatbelt? If I wear the seatbelt, I may not be able to reach the foot pedals. How do I choose which to do? Should I break for lunch? I've been going for 3 hours already. Or should I just push on through for another couple hours and get the job done? Poor decision making is not just something young children do. Even older children, even 16, 18, 20-year-olds sometimes make poor decisions. So we need to think about development as something that occurs not just pre-puberty, but occurs throughout childhood, adolescence, and even young adulthood, when decisions sometimes aren't quite as good as adults would make. Another aspect of cognitive development and tractor operation is generalization skills. Here we're thinking about how well can I generalize from one situation to another. Imagine you get into a friend's car or rental car. You probably know very quickly how to initiate the turn signal, how to turn on the windshield wipers, how to turn on the headlights. You can generalize from your own vehicle to another vehicle you've entered. Children aren't quite as good at doing that. Children have more trouble generalizing from one situation to another. And that can lead to injuries, to mistakes, to death when they're operating a tractor. We need to be able to generalize, I ran into this sort of situation before, so I know how to handle this situation. Even though it's somewhat new, I can generalize what I learned in the past to what I'm facing now. Adults can do that well, partly because their brain is more developed, they have higher cognitive skills, partly because they've been in more situations, they have more experience. Children are less good at processing and thinking and generalizing. Children also have less experience. Together, a lack of generalization skills can cause more risk when a child operates a tractor. Another aspect of cognitive development in tractor operation is attention span. Think of times when you've brought your child to a place where he or she needs to pay attention. Maybe a church service, maybe a lecture, maybe at school. Children have a shorter attention span than most adults. They start fidgeting. Their mind starts wandering. They start moving and thinking and acting and talking. A poor attention span during a rather boring task like plowing a field can be dangerous, because if you stop attending to what you're doing, it could lead to missing something dangerous.